All right. I went through asbestos abatement remodelization for like 6 years at the grade school. And as big a building as that was with 50 teachers and 650 kids, it was not any fun. But the one thing that I got out of it, and I still feel I got marks from it, is our primary teachers getting so upset because little ones, and I get it, little ones want to sit on the floor and the teachers want them on the floor. And so I know that we have to do kind of what is best for the school and for and whether this be CGS or any other place and St. Mark's, but we got to have a place for those little kiddos to get on the floor. So I called up Debbie. I called up Delana. I called up Judy, and they're looking for some area rugs during the summer, and we'll get area rugs for those rooms. I can't swear that Delana's room will be done, but I think it probably will, more than likely. So those are a couple of the items that are going on in the school in terms of repair. Also, I haven't heard this week, but my understanding is, hold on here. Uh-oh, I'm breaking up bad.
No?
No?
Mm-mm.
You are
Okay.
for me. Really bad.
Then that's your internet connection, young lady.
Yeah.
You're good here.
Good.
You know what? If you want, Sandy, jump out and jump back in. It's kind of like that old telephone connection deal. You know, that might help quite a bit. And who's coughing? Somebody coughed.
That was a dog.
Oh, is that a
Barking.
dog? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Everybody
Dog
looks
out.
Yeah, with the
frozen.
cough.
Get that dog out of here. All right.
Everybody's frozen on my screen.
Well, that must be your
That's
connection.
you.
That's you. Jump out, come back in. Anyway, I am recording this, and I'll try to get it on by later tonight. It takes quite a while to get this switched over and get it to YouTube. I probably think there's probably a better way, but I'm not very good at it. All right. Anyway, if there is anything else that you guys can think of, like I said, I was in the process of saying those furnaces should be coming down this week in the gym as well. Q&S, I'm going to sign their contract for service, and we're just going to get the servers right now. We're still in the process of waiting on the whole technology issue from either I don't want to spend any money from this church until I hear from the public school to see if we're going to get any money for technology through there. By the same token, I want to make sure I get something before the start of next year. So I'm holding off with Q&S on that. If you have any adjustments on report cards, just talk to Sandy. Book room possibilities. I would like, and I'm going to kind of designate here, Debbie and Judy. If you two could think about this, Judy either mentioned or somehow I got the information, a book room would be a good idea. I would like you to think about taking a look at the spot that's in my office. On the other side, there are actually a lot of wall space, and we could maybe make some additional wall space, and we could do bookshelves. And then I think I shared with you some pictures that I took of the book room at CGS, and I'll look for those again. And the types of shelves they had. If you remember correctly, I think some of those pictures actually had little boxes that showed the way that they put them together. What I'm thinking is I could contact, she retired this year, the lady that put this together originally there. with to give specific ideas on, and you may have them already but she could be used as a resource if you want her, the way they kind of catalog these books. And I think that would be at least a start. I'm not saying you have to work over the summer, but I'm saying if we want some sort of a book room scenario put together, we're probably going to have to do something over the summer, because it would take a few days to do. If you need supplies, you let me know.
Right, because I was going to ask about getting bins for each level, and then just clips. And then if people wanted to take a level, like if Alexa needed a level N, or whoever's replacing Emily needed an O. And then you could see a chart that shows you the level, like level D is incoming first grade, but also what that Lexile level, or some of you use like whatever level. I have a chart, so you could see how it coordinates, and then you could just sign out or put your clip there so we would know. And then hopefully you could just keep those books, a week or two, but then put them back, because there's going to be crossover. I just ordered about 200 books for leveled reading that we had from Rotary Club money, and it was focused on kindergarten, first, but second grade and third grade. So
Yeah,
I will need bins.
it's not doesn't take rocket science, but it takes time to put that together.
Mhm.
And I remember them trying to put this together at the grade school, because when we started it, when I was there, and I was down there myself, and lots of stickers and different things that they put on the little boxes that they put the bags in,
Yes.
and then of course the clips, the paper, so that it can be a little tedious. If I could kind of let you and Deb because you two are some of the primary players. If anybody else would like to jump in, Alexa, if you'd like to jump in and help sometime this summer, I'm just letting you know that I'm here for a resource and for resources. And if we don't get her done, we'll get her done. All right, next on the list is graduation. And we'll do something a little fun here. Let me. All right. Just watch just a small section of this, and you're going, oh no.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to listen to the music, or maybe that's the best part here.
It is the best part.
Go. Okay, this is the part I want you to watch. Okay, kind of see what's going on. It only takes a second. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Stop share. Oh, okay. That's the first item. Devin, I'm sad she's sick this morning. She couldn't be here. But she's the one who gave me the idea for a confetti cannon for graduation.
Oh.
And I said, oh, that's a great idea. So I got on Amazon, and they had some for like $10 a piece. But then I happened to be at Five and Below in Cape, and they had them for $7. So I said, yeah. So anyway, so I bought an extra one, and I just tried it out. So Sandy is going to be our confetti person in the truck. She's got them in there. So I bought an extra one, but that's what you saw in that video. And basically, she can probably shoot that up and over the following item, which let's see here. I think probably the best way to do this. These
I'm
are,
still worried about that shooting over that banner.
no, I think it's going to be fine. Oh, what happened?
Well, you
Oh,
know, if it doesn't shoot over that banner, who's getting the blame?
yeah, you.
It ain't gonna be me.
Well, let me see here. There we go. And here is our lovely, that is the backdrop.
Uh-huh.
Oh, thanks.
That's good.
Okay, and then the other thing that I have, and I just got the other one yesterday, I got two different selfie frames. All right. So between the two of these things, basically one more time, I'll stop sharing here.
That's gotta be the oldest 8th grader I have ever seen.
And I feel older every day, believe me. But basically, one more time, we meet at 4:45. The agenda is there. I'm not going to bring it all back up and go all back through it, but basically, a few people talking. They go up, they grab their diploma, which, by the way, Sandy tells me are in. Correct, Sandy?
Yes, they just have to be signed and put in the covers. The covers aren't here, but I have enough in the back room to use.
Okay, and then they will walk up to that screen that you saw Sharon at, which will be in the front of the float towards the truck. And we'll try to keep them there. I haven't talked to Janet yet, but I think I'm going to get Janet to do video. And then Sandy will shoot the confetti over the top of the backdrop.
Yeah,
I don't see Adrian here this morning, but I'm going to go ahead and contact. Uh-oh.
That was meant for Sandy.
Oh.
Sorry. Everybody else late. Meant for Sandy.
That chat, you know what? I'm a male. I'm not a multitasker. So those start popping up on my screen and I can't do two things at once. I just stop. All right.
That's
anyway.
Wendy said the same thing.
Yeah, well, believe me, she says a lot more. And let's see. And then and I'm going to have Janet video. And then from there, I'm going to hopefully put all this together. We'll talk about songs in a little bit. The order, and yes, I know if you took a look at the times from before, you got Cooper at 5 o'clock, you got Chris at 5:15. Those are on the one side of town. And then I said 5:45 to give us 15 minutes to get across the other side. And then at 6 o'clock is the last one. Do I think those are great times? And is there enough? I want to cram them together. If we're a little late, we're a little late. I get it. I know that. But that's the way we will do it. And then graduation songs. I see Time of Your Life, and I also see When I See You Again. I will probably use Time of Your Life and When I See You Again, but only parts of When I See You Again. There's a lot of rapping that is in that When I See You Again. And some of it is good, some of it is appropriate, but some of it is not. But Cooper is the one who picked it. Dawn, if you hear from anybody else, please let me know. Supplies in Black Stump, inventory has been taken. All I want to say is that there's a list, and Delana, weren't you the one that put that together? So I want to thank Delana for putting that together. and you can easily go through a list. Where is that actually located at?
I have the list of what we have in construction paper and what we are short on. I do not know what you guys use as far as colors, size, roll paper. Delana volunteered. If someone wants to help her, that would be great to decide what I need to order. Because I would hate to order stuff you don't use. I would hate to not order a color that you need. So if somebody could assist her with that, that would be great.
Okay. Number 8, textbook and supply requisitions. Make sure, are they all in? They're supposed to be in yesterday. Sandy, are
I
they
think
all
I
in?
have everybody. Yeah, I think I have everybody. So I'm going to start ordering this afternoon from here at home.
I love it. Thank you. Let me see here.
Just to let you know, though, just because I ordered, just don't expect it to come in within the next couple days, because of the budget not being passed yet and taken to the voters. I usually have delayed shipping in late August or the first week, or late July, the first week of August. That throws us into the new fiscal year at the church, and more money is available at that time. So
Wait a
please
minute,
try
hold
to be
on.
patient.
When is the fiscal year start? Do we have a conversation? I think.
Theirs starts a month earlier than the schools. Mine starts July 1st. I'm thinking theirs may be August 1st.
Okay, wait, but we have 30 days to pay, so we can have this discussion again. But when you say delayed shipping, what do you mean by that? Do you tell them don't ship until a certain day?
Yep, I can place an order and they will ask me when I would like it shipped. Usually I go with the second week or third week of July.
Let's go with the second. Let's go with the second week so that we can make sure that we've got that stuff.
But I also have to make sure that somebody is at the school regularly, or it will be, they'll take it there. If nobody's there, they'll take it back.
Okay. All right. Let's come up with the second week of July. Also then, somebody else put this one in. Do the teachers still want my devotion books from Concordia? Upper
I did
grades
that.
mostly. 5 copies are ordered.
That's that little devotional book. I know Megan has used them. I don't know if Dawn has. David, do you? Do we still need, I think 5 might be the minimum. I don't know. I didn't know who else used them.
Just raise your hand if you'd like it. All right, Megan? Oh, well,
Alyssa, did you use those?
Megan uses it.
okay.
Alexa, you didn't use those?
From what I think you're talking about, I don't think, no.
They came in a pack and I always had them on top of the mailbox.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Number 10, contracts. They're in your box. I know that one person had found an error on theirs. I had taken a look at them and did not catch that error.
I
But
think I was the only one.
what?
I think I was the only one. It was because they rewrote mine.
Okay, well, I was trying to keep your anonymity. Thanks a lot.
Oh. Sorry.
Obviously,
Hey,
have a
if you
problem
want to expose yourself, that's fine with me too. Well,
Dawn, Dawn, if they put too many zeros, just shut up and take it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Place those in my box when you're done. Put them in my box by the end of May. If you do have some sort of other plans, please let me know. I'm expecting, I know Emily will be gone, but I'm expecting everyone else back unless you talk with me. I put that posting out, as most of you saw. I was really impressed with a couple of things. Number one is that it reaches so many people on Facebook, but then there were like 42 people that shared it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Sandy has put this in the County Journal for the next couple of weeks. If you read the posting, you will notice that I put until filled. I didn't put a closing date. So most times you put a closing date, but if I can fill this up quick, I will. I don't think that I probably will be able to fill it really quick. I do like the, pastor's not here, but I'm going to say this anyway. I think the churches really extended themselves, especially in these times that we're in, these unprecedented times that we're in, to do right by their teachers. And so I'm not trying to suck up to anybody, but I do know that the fact remains that those are, it's really cool what they've done. Very.
Hey, Tim and Sandy, have we ever posted on the Lutheran Ed job board site? I saw it last night on Facebook, and I can't imagine somebody wanting to move to Southern Illinois, but if they hadn't been here their whole life, but maybe it doesn't hurt.
No, I tell you what, Dawn, I haven't done that. You're talking about Lutheran Ed Facebook, or are you talking
yes,
about?
But there's a specific Lutheran Ed job board Facebook page. So is it okay if I put something on there?
Would you go ahead and put it on there?
Yeah, go ahead if you could.
Okay.
You want me to forward it to you? You want me to forward it to you?
She can download it from you. Well, if you want the actual electronic copy, you might need the electronic copy.
Yeah.
Go ahead and forward it to her, Sandy. All right, Dawn, I'd like you to talk a little bit about PD for next year, the additional day that you've got, and also then you forwarded some of that summer stuff, which I talked about at the last meeting, but you had something specific.
Oh, just basically that everything that I've been reading that comes out of the ISBE, and what we already all know is that we have to be prepared if this continues. And this year when we got thrown into it, we didn't have a lot of time to prepare. So if you're not totally consumed by another summer job this summer or whatever, you really might want to keep your eyes open for professional development to help with remote learning, different websites that we could be used so that we can keep our students engaged instead of maybe using the same thing all the time. And we did add a professional development day the day after Christmas break. So when we come back from Christmas break, we will have one day without kids. We won't be able to totally get ready for the second semester, but it's kind of nice to know that we'll ease into it and do whatever professional development that might be needed on that day. So
let me add in there, because it goes with the next one. Let me add in there that e-learning in the fall. That's what we had said originally. That's what they're looking towards. The state is looking towards starting that. Now, I will say that, sometimes these things can, from what I understand, can come and go as quickly as they came, they're gone. Now, I think this is going to linger on, but I will say the last few days have been rather encouraging in terms of numbers. And it's starting to go down. And of course, you've got 48 states that are starting to reopen, which I think one of two things is going to happen here. Either we're going to continue our slide down, or we're going to really, really spike. I don't think there's going to be an in-between. But I think we need to be prepared. we need to have some continuity between, you know, 5th grade and 6th grade or whatever it is in terms of what they were doing previously. And it would be a good idea to just have a conversation or two with the teacher under you so that we could have some continuity from grade to grade. It was really cool to see all the different ways that you interacted with the kids and Zoomed. Again, I'm going to not, you know, beat a dead horse here, but I'm going to say you need that personal contact. My suggestion would be if we start off with e-learning in the fall, is that we actually have some sort of face-to-face through a Zoom, Google Meet, whatever, on a 2 to 3 time a week minimum basis, if we start that way. Now, in these last few days, I got to tell you, I think that there's a good possibility that we probably will be going in the fall. They're gonna start up Major League Baseball, is what I'm hearing. They're going to. We had a NASCAR race. Now, of course, that's with no fans. I get that, but those are just indications, and I won't talk about it too much. But I know I've been, because I'm supposed to go to Florida in the middle of June, and and they reopened Disney Springs, which is their big gathering place. Now they put a lot of disclaimers with it. You know, you got to wear masks. You got to have a temperature check. You know, but I have reservations right now for restaurants. So things are starting to open up. The signs of things are looking good. What that actually ends up being in terms of numbers of new cases, and then potentially deaths, you know, I don't know, but things are looking good. I would hope. I'm going to remain positive and think that we're going to be at school, but we need to be prepared. And we'll talk about that in just a second.
Just because your trip didn't get canceled doesn't mean you have to rub it into those whose trip got canceled.
Well, hey, we're not going to Disney, and I don't think Disney's going to be open. I don't think the actual parks are going to be open. I really believe that they are taking reservations after June 1st, but I don't think the park will be open. Which leads me to the next thing, reading curriculum. We have held off on that for budgetary reasons, and I think that was good that we did. I think that is frugal, and I also think that it was the right thing to do, prudent. In the fall, we will start looking and jumping back on that as long as budgetary measures are okay. And then we will do at some point PD, and we will do that PD during the school year. So Dawn, be thinking about that. Okay. E-learning in the fall, we've kind of talked about, but I would, remember I had you do some homework. Now that you have a basis, and some of you have sent some summaries to me. Some of you have sent the actual surveys to me. I've got one more that I think will help me, and I shared it with you. But let me do some explaining. Let me share my screen with you. All right. Can everybody see that? If you notice right here, I've got the document pulled up, and the CB, INT, and other. This is done by family, and I'm going to put something in here, but then I'm going to take, it's very simple. If they have Chromebooks at home, put an X. If there are two people in their family, such as the Conways, then if you had the first grader this year, the second grader, and the fifth grader, it would be 3 X's if they've all got Chromebooks or access. If they don't, leave it blank, okay? Internet, just put an X that they have it. If they don't, then go ahead and leave it blank. And then, of course, is the catch-all, other. If they got other, when you start typing here, you can see it will go down. I need brief explanation, not full explanation.
And Tim,
Okay.
you're using Chromebook as a generic term, right?
Yes, Chromebook is a generic term. Do they use a Chromebook, a tablet, whatever? Do they have a device? Maybe I should have put device instead. I just know that Chromebook is the most universal term. All right, so those are your families. You should be able to quickly go through there now that you've done your research. Okay, and I think that will help me to talk more intelligently to Q&S or to whoever we're going to potentially purchase from. All right, back to the regular screen. That brings up something else that teachers, give me an email if you want. If there's something that, we may be able to help you with at home. Maybe you don't have internet access. One person mentioned to me that they're actually, for the first time, purchasing internet at home instead of maybe potentially using their phone as a hotspot when they did it previously, when they tried to access the internet. Basically, are there needs you have to be able to make e-learning at home better? Now, I'm not saying we're going to get you anything, but what I'm saying is that we need to just assess where we're at and the direction that we need to go. All right. Somebody put under issues, concerns, and questions, Yankee candle sales. I'm assuming that was you, Dawn. You're muted, Dawn.
She's muted.
Megan and I take care of the Yankee candles, and they're already wondering if we're interested in doing it in the fall. It would all be online, and considering we didn't get to come up with anything else last year, I think that we might as well stick to it unless, Tim, we need to talk about it. I'm going to go ahead and say yes, unless you want me to wait.
No, go ahead and say yes, but this is what I would like due to our situation. I was hoping to be able to talk about this more in the spring. Speaking of fundraisers, I know that we're supposed to, and I think we might be able to do this as a congregation. They may be able to do this, and that is they're going to have their auction. And I think that's probably going to occur in the fall. So therefore, the one thing that before I may exit in a year or two or whatever it is, I want to make sure that next year we do a walkathon. And I'm going to need a committee, and we'll take care of all that later, okay? But I want you to know that we will do some sort of a walkathon. I want to make sure that I'm there to put all the structure in place the first time so that everybody knows how it goes. And I truly believe that that will be a big item. Does that mean we have to delete anything else? No. But I wanted to make mention that that will be one of the fundraisers in the fall. I will be stunned, totally stunned, if we cannot somehow generate between $5,000 and $10,000. That's my That's just right off the top of my head. Again, I will be stunned if we don't hit between $5,000 and $10,000 on a walkathon. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I do believe it's too easy, it's too logical, and it really makes a lot of sense from a physical standpoint to not selling standpoint to a fun standpoint for the kids. It really is. It really is good for them. All right. And the last thing, I just want you thinking about this. I've been reading a lot, and I think you almost have to start thinking outside the box. And that's what I want you guys to start doing. You know, what does the future of education really look like? Society, the world, and people are seeing things totally differently, totally different than what it was. I see people thinking outside the box, and that's what I'm asking for you to do, is to kind of look into the future and review education. And review education. What things can we be doing differently? What things can we be doing better? How can we become more efficient? And you can think personally in your classroom. You can think generally overall. But there's been a lot of time to reflect as you've been home. And I think that the collective minds of teachers are probably some of the best innovators that there are. My gosh, who would have thought back at Christmas that you would have been doing what you were doing for those kids? My gosh, unbelievable changes that you've made. The whole structure of what we've done educational wise has changed, but I think there's still a lot to go. So understand that I mean, I don't mean to get all philosophical on you, but by the same token, I think this is a good time and a good chance for us to reflect and take a look at what we can do more efficiently to serve the needs of children. All right, that's all I've got. I cut about 15 minutes off.
Can I say just something?
Sure. Now we just lost our 15 minutes.
I'll make it fast.
Oh, I'm just kidding you.
Just to update everybody, my daughter-in-law Abby and Jennifer are working on revitalizing the PTL. They're considering having maybe like a school picnics. They're talking about, or a school carnival. They're talking about selling Aunt Nettie's caramel corn, taking orders for that, something different. They've talked about a trivia night, which I told Brian that to check and make sure that the 8th grade wasn't going to do it anymore, the 7th or 8th grade. Just a few things like that. So just to let you know that they are trying to get back together where they can make some funds so they can get stuff and assist you guys financially with some things that you need, so you're not being relying on the congregation for stuff like that. Also, please make sure when we get finished here that you are completely done in proxy for this year for your class. I'm going to call and make the appointment, hopefully this afternoon. They have to help me like they do every year, change the year, close it out. And once we close it out, you cannot go back and change any grades or anything on your individual records. So I just wanted to give you that heads up. And I appreciate everything you guys do. You got me your requisitions and stuff in, and it was great. Thanks for cooperating, and it was just awesome. I'm sure I'll be seeing you around school. Thanks,
One
guys.
thing, Sandy, if you would have Abby maybe talk to me, because I think we could use, honestly, it was our PTS and PTL or whatever you want to call it at the grade school that helped with that walkathon. So they I think could be a very, very key factor in taking a load off of the teachers. But I want to do it early. I want
Well,
to try to get this started with some meetings and stuff early on with teachers. Teachers got to be the heart of it, but a lot of the grunt work, a lot of the getting items and doing things will come from a parent organization if
Okay.
there is one.
Well, I also told her too that every fundraiser has to be approved. A large fundraiser, especially like that, must be approved by the Board of Stewardship. So at Parish Council Thursday, I will let them know that we are kind of in the works with some things.
Do so.
Be expecting that. So also the budget will be discussed at Parish Council Thursday night. If anything comes up, I'll keep everybody posted. So.
All right.
Sandy, did you find out about proxy? Fourth quarter, we weren't supposed to input any grades?
No,
Okay. Okay.
just third quarter grades and then how we are doing that. And it's just strange year.
Okay.
Very
David,
strange year.
David and Alexa, do you know, I cannot get a hold of regarding Conway's, how, as far as I know they have internet connection, but what about, do we know about iPads or?
I think she was one of the ones that wouldn't do my survey. Let me just do it quick. I don't think I got an
Yeah,
email.
I didn't have anything from online from them. It
I
was all
would-
on paper.
I would assume they would need 3 Chromebooks and a Wi-Fi thing. Yeah,
Okay.
she did send an email for that.
Okay, all right, I'll
Try to
out
pull
one.
that chart out probably quickly within the next day or two, because you'll forget it.
Okay.
All right, Dawn, let's
Yes.
do a prayer, and we got 10 minutes now. Wait a minute, Alexa.
Okay, on that chart, what should we do if we know the kid has like a custody situation, but we don't know like when they're over at the other parent because they won't reply to emails or tell me what's going on?
As far as what, attendance?
Well, like with the Chromebook internet situation, I have students
Oh.
that, you know, they get thrown between parents and I can only get maybe a response from one parent on what they actually have at home.
Just fill out it the best you can,
Yeah.
and we can get an overall view. You know what? Because there's not an answer to that question. You just do the best you can. All right, Dawn,
Yes.
can we
Ready?
close with a prayer?
Yes. Lord of day and night, as we prepare to conclude this meeting, we once again lift up our hearts to you, the divine source of all life. We thank you for the gifts that have been present within this act of service to you, O God. We are grateful for the gifts of fellowship and of understanding, of mutual respect and a shared vision, of perseverance and insights into the common concerns we share. For these and all other graces, we are thankful. As you have blessed our coming together, now bless our departure. May your blessings be upon us in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And I got to mention this because it tickles me. Many years ago, right when we started at the grade school, we started, and let's finish with this story. We started a E2T2, which we got like $2 million in grant money. And that $2 million in grant money, basically, I had to go to a conference in St. Charles outside Chicago. And what you guys have been doing here, I love with the texting on the side, but they actually did that. In their meetings, they had a thing called And what we've been doing here is we've been back chatting, which is texting on the side so that things are still going on, but we're not interrupting the flow of the meeting. So thank you for the back chat. And we can take care of some of that stuff later. They actually must have there's a program out there, if I remember correctly. It was literally, I went to that meeting was literally when Facebook, Twitter were just getting started.
Wow.
So, but that's one thing that didn't really come. But we would go to these conferences and they would have these back chats. Now, the same things happen during a back chat. If you were in the room, if you weren't in the room, all the superfluous stuff and the little, oh, yeah, I was going to the island of whatever, and yes, I'm going to take a vacation over here and whatever. But I appreciate the content and the back chat so that I can take a look at that stuff. On the count of 3, we're all leaving. 1,
Bye, everybody.
2, 3.
Bye, guys.
Bye.